Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining us today for TechSite's webinar series titled Legal Without Lag. I'm Vibha Rajeshwari. I'm a part of the Terracez team, and I'll be your host for today's session. We're thrilled to have you guys today to explore how technology can streamline legal workflows. To begin with, I would like to quickly take you guys through the agenda. All right. First, I would like to take you through Terracez, post which our speaker Harsh Mahajan will take you through legal management, live demo, and Q&A. If you have any questions, please do not interrupt in between the session. Kindly request you to hold on until we go to the Q&A. You can post your Q&A in the chat section, and then we are good to go. All right. So to begin with, I would like to take you what Terracez is all about and what sets Terracez apart and what makes Terracez a different from any other consulting firms in the market. Basically, in Terrace, we as a part of Terracez, it's a powerful mix of innovative minds and deep industry knowledge. And we have strong tech backbone from automation to Azure Open AI. We don't just implement solutions, we craft impact and drive transformation. Moving forward, in the next slide, at Terraces, we believe that successful transformation isn't just about going live or checking boxes. It's about building solutions that delivers lasting values. So we believe in an ROI centric approach, defined project objective, identify time and value. We make sure measurable success metrics are met. And what who we are. We are a certified partner headquartered in Dubai, and we've been enabling companies of all sizes since 2021. And the same, what we believe is value-driven partnership, and we are not just a vendor. So moving forward, I would not want to take much time. I would like to quickly introduce our our speaker, Mr. Harsh Mahajan. Over to you, Harsh. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Vibha. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Harish Mahajan. I'm from Terracez, and I would like to thank you all for joining today's webinar on transforming legal request management. Today, legal teams are not just legal advisors. They are a strategic business enablers. But they are often find themselves buried under repetitive documentation, status tracking, and scattered business communication. We'll look into how Terracez legal management app is helping teams digitalize, organize, and effectively manage legal management, and which removes frictions and increase transparency. So first, let's try to understand what are the challenges faced by the legal entities. An illegal entity could be your legal department within your organization, or it could be a legal consulting firms managing multiple clients. So some of the challenges are like legal requests or demand can come from any places. It could be your email, some Excel files, team chats, phone calls, sometimes even a sticky note. There is no single consistent entry point. As a result, tracking and prioritizing requests becomes chaotic and things tends to fall apart. There is lack of standardization. Every department or every person has its own way of conveying the request. This leads to frequent back and forth, which slow down the entire request processing. There is poor visibility sometimes, like a very common question from leadership or from business stakeholders is, what is the status of my legal request? And unfortunately, legal teams often struggle to answer that immediately because the information is scattered or buried. Whether it is contracts, NDA, or compliant notice, the legal department deals with an overwhelming volume of documents. And without a centralized system, it's hard to link these files back to the original request. or even retrieve them later without a lot of manual searching. Uh, Manual reporting has been one of the critical challenge. Like, when legal head need to report one or report on current workload, turnaround time, or bottlenecks, they're often doing it manually through Excels. It's time consuming, error prone, and doesn't give real time visibility into how the team is performing. So these challenges are not only affecting productivity, but can also introduce serious business risks. That's exactly why we built the legal management application to bring structure, visibility, and automation to the critical function. So let's take a look into the key features and benefits of the legal management solutions. So, being like non-organized or unstructured challenges, so with legal management, what we get is like a centralized request management. So, a web portal, which can be accessed through your, any system like your laptop, desktops, or mobile phones, through which like legal operations team can manage all the incoming requests at a single place. There is a workflow automation. So if your legal process requires some needs approval, you can define approval flows. You can keep a track of the approvals, and so you get everything at one place. There is, with respect to security concerns, we have implemented role-based access management in the solution so that legal function or legal team can only focus uh, on the things which are authorized to work on. So in legal operation or for any legal operations, it includes different functions. Different functions are like contracts and agreements, and they are like where they want to manage the all or they get requests like drafting a new contract or reviewing an existing contract or MOU. So they need a centralized place where they can keep a track of all the incoming requests, and they can uh, update, like they can maintain a status of the task assigned. Other functions are like litigation, where dispute cases are managed, where they want to keep a track of hearings and so on. And the legal app also manages corporate transactions like joint ventures and merger acquisitions. So if you see, with legal solution, we are catering to almost all the legal functions, and keeping it, providing a centralized framework for managing the operations. Let's take a look at the architecture of the application. So currently, we recommend to use Microsoft Azure platform. So currently, the application is hosted on the Microsoft Azure platform. The application consists of a web UI, a backend web API, a RESTful, which is a strong backend which securely communicates with the front end. We are using SQL databases for the data for storing the record securely on Azure. And another critical strength of our legal management app is its seamless integration capability. We have built the backend using RESTful web APIs that allow secure, scalable, and real-time integration with virtually any external system. You can integrate it with your ERP to automatically pull PO or contract references. Connect with your You can connect it with your HR systems to validate requesters or employee record, trigger Teams or Outlook notification using Microsoft Graph API or Power Automate Flow. And if you are using tools like SharePoint or SAP or Dynamics, we can connect via token-based authentication and role secured endpoints. The entire API layer is protected using OAuth 2 authentication mechanism and supports GWT token-based authentication. So with this approach, our legal application doesn't operate in a silo. It becomes, and it can easily become, a connected part of your enterprise ecosystem. So let's quickly take a look into the applications. Uh, As you can see here, this is the legal portal dashboard.
So sorry. I think you might have to repeat yourself from 5, 10 seconds back because we slightly lost you. There was some network issue, I guess.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just saying, like, let's take a look into the application demo, and let's try to understand like whatever features what I was talking about, how they are handled into the portal. So if you see, this is the landing page of the legal app where you can see a, a dashboard, a comprehensive dashboard, which gives you complete overview of your operations, where you can review all the requests, legal requests, and the companies you're serving, the departments which are requesting. So this the dashboard what you see right now is for an organization which has a legal department within their own entity. So this dashboard gives us example information about the department which has raised the number of requests. Okay, the number of requests which are assigned, not assigned, completed. You can see them here. You can see the so as this legal application, uh, you know, supports functions like contracts and agreements and cases. So you can see function specific reports as well. So this is for the commercial contracts. This one is for the litigation cases. So you can see the total number of cases by the company, the location, and so on. So the application starts with a legal request. So whether it could be your if you're a legal consulting company, or if you're a legal department, you can capture the legal request using this form, which is capturing all the required information, all the details required for you to process the legal request more efficiently. So you can here the users can choose the function, the type of request they want to looking for. Let's say if it is a commercial contract, so what type of request? Like they are looking for legal opinion or legal study or an ad hoc service. Then they can choose a service, whether they want to draft a new document or they want to review existing document, advisory, and so on. They can provide it, define the subject. So it has all the minute information which is required for any legal officer or to manage the request. It also includes a approval flow mechanism as well. So if let's say if your legal request requires approval, you can add the approvers in the request like this. So that what would happen is the a notification or an approval notification will be sent to the respective people in the following sequence. Okay. So it also takes care of the approvers like who have approved your legal request, so that everything is documented and it's clearly visible to everyone. Once the legal request is created, it looks something like this, where you can see the details of the legal request here. You can see the summary of the request. If a legal request is a previous case reference, or you can a user can define it here. You can see the applicant name, the project manager name, who has created, when it was created, what is the status of that legal request. If there are any attachments, it can be managed here. So as you can see, it gives us convenience to manage the documents related to a particular legal request at a single place. If it includes approvals, so you can see the approvals at one place, and you can see like who has approved it, what was the status, when was the approval date, and so on. So it keeps a complete data or summary of a legal request. Now, whenever a legal request is created, it goes to the development and support team. This we have created for one of the customer. So their flow starts the development and support team, who first review the request before forwarding it to the concerned team, functional teams. So their role is to review the details, to check everything is if everything is provided by the user or the requester, and they can assign this request to the consent team member. Now let's take an example of a contracts and agreement. Once the legal request is added here, the consent team member can see the request assigned to their department, and then they can update on the same. If they want to, if they seek some clarity using the conversation feature over here, they can add a message here which would directly go to the requester and the development support team in between, so that it also keeps a track of the conversation happening over a request. Quickly taking a look into the litigation cases. So if there are some requests which required litigation case to be created, so cases can be managed here. A form With this form, user can create a litigation case, keep a track of the litigation case, where they can provide the request details, description about the litigation case. They can add the team member who will be working on this litigation cases, lawyers if there are any, who would be these lawyers would be an external lawyer or an internal lawyer. They can choose the legal litigation case type, whether it is against the company or companies putting trying to create a case against some other entity and so on. It captures all the details like applicant information, second party claim, and associate information in detail. So it after the litigation is created, case is created, you can see all the details all over here. As you can see, it is a comprehensive page which has information, all the minute details of the cases. You can see the hearings related to the litigation cases. So if you want to create a new hearing, you can create a session type, file, judicial authority. You can who will be the hearing representative, what is the session date, and so on. It captures all the required information related to the hearing, and an automated reminder is set, which would remind you a couple of days before the hearing is scheduled. Again, you can see all the attachments related to the litigation cases at the same place, including the approvals. Next would be, as I was talking about, is the corporate services like joint ventures and merger and acquisition kind of transaction. So if your organization is going through a joint venture and litigation teams want to keep a track of all the documentations involved in the joint venture, so they can keep it over here. In the attachments, they can choose all the types of documents which are like usually used by during the transaction, like NDA, MOU, legal due diligences, and so on, and followed by the approvals. So as you can see, with this platform, legal operation can manage and keep a track of all their processes and discussions and attachment as a one place. Okay. One more good part of this application is that it can be integrated with any platform. Okay, so let's say if you're using any solutions like Teams, or if you're using Slack or any communication channel you're using, this legal application can get integrated easily with your communication channels to get the real-time updates, so that you don't need to switch to the portal all the time. It makes it more convenient as well. As you saw in the beginning, this dashboard is built using Power BI, which can help legal team to keep a track of all the processes, and it also gives us flexibility to create report as per their requirement. So there's a full it provides customization features as well. And down the line, we are also working on a new feature which includes legal assistant, which is an AI assistant, which would give you some insights about the litigation or in any you know transaction happening in the legal applications. For an example, you can see like legal requests which are not assigned. So it gives us the list of all the legal requests which are not assigned with their detailed information. Okay, so with this AI capability, where we are leveraging Azure OpenAI capability, it becomes much easier for the legal operations team to more efficiently capture the data, or fetch the information from the portal rather than browsing through different pages and so on. So this was all about the litigation, so legal management application. So down the line, our application roadmap looks something like this, where we are planning or we are currently working on integrating the e-signature capability like DocuSign and Adobe Sign, where legal team can get the document signed and integrated with the platform rather than manually uploading it or sending it over email and so on. We are building mobile app based experience to so that legal team can manage the solution from any places, so they don't need to be relied on the web portal itself. And definitely some more AI based capability to analyze the legal documents and identifying the risk in the cases. This is something which we are currently working on to make this application more efficient. The application is basically available on the Azure marketplace as well, so you guys can access it through the marketplace as well. I'll just put the link of the application over on the chat.
Yes, Harsh, that will be helpful.
Yeah, there you go. So I've just put the link of the marketplace on the chat so that can get in touch with us and we can set up a trial for you as well. So that's all about the legal management application. So let's quickly summarize today's the key takeaways. So we saw like how legal management application can help you digitalize and your legal operation, and help you capture the data from scattered channel to an organized place. It empowers legal team to gain control and visibility and efficiency in handling the legal requests. And as you can see, it can integrate with modern solutions like Azure OpenAI which helps makes the application more efficient, and it is scalable as well. So that's all from my side. um, I hope we can move to Q&A if anybody have any question.
Thank you, Harsh. Thank you so much for the session and your time. And of course, this was very informative, and this will definitely be helpful for everybody who's joined and been a part of this session. I think Q&A, if they have any questions, they can put it in the chat section. I will read it out. If not, they can always write to us on the email ID that I provided in the chat section, that is info@terracez.com. So please feel free to reach us out on info@terracez.com for any questions or queries related to legal management, or in case if you're looking for any kind of support in terms of ERP, CRM, or D365 in general. So before we conclude the call, I would like to make an announcement. We have another webinar session planned next month, that is 25th of June. Please stay tuned, and all the details will be shared across to everybody shortly. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Harsh. Thank you, everybody, for joining and being a part of this call. Thank you, Jay.